Today on Iggy Reviews, we are taking a look at the one, the only NECA Ultimate Striker EUREKA. Oh boy. Yep. I went to Forbidden Planet in Manchester today and I was looking around for the Ultimate T800. I was a little bit sad that they didn't have it, but then I looked in their Ultimate section. They had a lot of Sarah Connors and yeah, it said Sarah Kyle, and so a lot of Sarah Connors and T1000s, and a couple of video game figures, and amongst the mix was this. Yes! Mark V Jaeger. Hold on. Mark V Jaeger. Australia. Nice picture of it here. Just give me a second to focus back. As you can see. So it's the same again, and it's not like your typical window boxes. This is a different version of window box. So it includes alternate chest for missiles, retractable dual sting blades, and removable nuclear payload. It's the same on the back. Top, Ultimate Edition, ages 14 and all that. Bottom, you don't really have any credits with this. Opening it up, you do get some sort of like a blueprint type thing. I'm not too sure. As you can see, I've already opened it, and you can see me there. Hello, yes, I had my hair cut. I needed trimming off. As you can see, I'm filming with an iPod. I know, well, an iPhone. I know, I'm sad. You do get a nice image of a city in the background, which is kind of cool. So let's go on to the actual figure itself. In fact, before we do that, we have 5 accessories. The first one we have is this nuclear payload, which mine is actually busted, but I managed to repair it. It was busted right there. This little piece broke off its ball joint. I managed to glue it back on though because it was such a clean break. As you can see, it has a giant peg, and these all articulate. As you can see, so you can pose them however you want. At that. And it just... that's all it does, really. Next you get is an open chest. And this requires another accessory to fully work if you want to get some display. But here it is. It's basically a chest all opened up. Comes with 2 pegs there. And it comes with these. This is one of the others. I'll just show you what it looks like in the light. It glows yellow. You don't get a second one. Little bit longer. But then you get a third one, which is twice the size. And if I get that in the light, it will glow. Now, you can peg them anywhere on here. My only gripe, well, it's not really a gripe, it's a request, is that we didn't get 2 of these each. That would have been amazing. So you can put them on, and mine's drooping down for some reason, and have it so they're firing off. And they'll peg in, they peg in every hole. This is a setup I like to have. And now to the figure itself. They did come with 2 other pieces, but those pieces are to be attached to the figure. Speaking of which, let's get on to that now. And this figure is quite nice and heavy, actually. Here it is. The Mark V Jaeger Striker EUREKA, Australia model. What a figure this is. This figure is gorgeous. Look at all the detailing on it. You can see even the camera's picking it up with no problem at all. Even down to the legs, the feet, everything is matched beautifully. Now, he does have these parts which were separate in the package. I might glue those in, actually. But he does have, if we just bend his elbow here and actually turn his arm, he does have these sting blades, which are a lot like scissors, but they don't stop here, so you can kind of get them going like that, which is kind of stupid. So, you know, that's my only real gripe, really. They're a little flimsy. They don't always like to fit in these very well. But you can deploy them on both if you want to. But we'll just go. What we'll do is we'll just pop him there. If he wants to stand, he may not want to. And we're going to bring in another Jaeger. Let me just deploy his fang blades. I've not reviewed him. But I got him second hand, but, you know. it is Tacit Ronin, and as you can see, they're very similar in height, actually. Actually, if I stand them on a box, we'll use Striker Eureka since his box is the closest. Yeah, still the same. And I'm filming with my Predator box. The head height is not that much different. He's a Japanese Mark 1. He's a Australian... or an Australian Mark 5. That was awful. I'm never doing that accent again. Okay, so folding the blades away, I will demonstrate how his accessories work. And just watch it with these blades. They do like to pop off sometimes. They're only on very flimsy little clips, which isn't great. So the first one is a nuclear payload, which you want to get it this way up. Doesn't really matter either way, but this way with the patterning like that. And it will just go right into that hole there. A bit of a tight fit. There we go. Only goes in that far. Still looks good. You can position these however you like. So you just position these however you want. This one here is sticking out a bit more than usual. You see that? I don't know why. And then for the chest, first of all, get him in your desired pose. And then take, like, get your thumb in here and flip this off, as you can see. It would be nice to have some detail in there, but oh well. And then you take this with these two big pegs and you just sandwich that in there. And this actually goes in a lot easier than your one does. And there you go. He's now firing his missiles off. Ooh, one pointing forward, actually. Now he's firing his missiles. And that, for a figure effect, looks really freaking cool. If you just remove all of these, you can see it still looks good. And you can kind of get him in that scene where the leatherback kind of activates his EMP and completely disables Striker. So, although you need to remove the nuclear payload, because you didn't have it in that scene. Just give me a sec. Takes a bit of wiggling. There we go. And you can kind of have them just deactivated like that on your display shelf. Although, I don't know why anyone would want to. So you can just have him like he's in the water, deactivated. Still, let's reactivate him. Oh, well, repose the figure. And just remove this. This pegs out very easily, actually. And stick on his ordinary one. Wait, how did that... Alright, okay. So let's discuss articulation. Okay, so first of all, you've got a ball joint at the head. So it rotates left and right. Not so much back. He doesn't go back too terribly, but he's got that ball joint in his torso, so he can, you know, pretty much use that as a substitute. He's got down movement. Down's quite far, actually. It can also tilt quite nicely. Your shoulders, you have two hinge joints, one here and one here. So you get a very nice outward motion. You get 360 degrees articulation here. You get a bend and a rotation at the elbow, a rotation, and then a single joint, obviously, so it's single hinge. Then you get a wrist rotation as well as a wrist hinge. And then you get a torso diaphragm ball joint, which can rotate. Not so much. It crunches forward, and then it also crunches back quite far, actually. You do get some side-to-side tilts. Then if you rotate it, this bottom piece, as you can see, also rotates. The legs were a bit of a funny one, actually. They go forwards, but you have to rotate the thigh. So you get the thigh like that. They will go forward perfectly fine. They go backward quite far. They do go outward, but you have to get it like that for it to really make much of a difference. Because if it's like this, it's not going out very far because of this part. So that's kind of weird. Yeah. You want it to go out more? You're going to have it like this. which looks kind of weird, a bit like a V-cut. Anyway, you get an upper leg rotation. You then get a knee rotation and a knee hinge. And then, this is the weird part. I actually originally thought it was on a double ball peg, but it's not. It's on a single ball. But because that ball is so tight and this joint is so, this assembly part is so loose, it pops off very easily and it's just a little peg. It's a ball peg, a single ball peg, but because of how loose it is, it functions like a double ball peg, which is actually kind of cool. I don't think it was intentional, but I'm kind of glad it is, because it means that you can really get him in some good poses. If I just in fact, I'm going to cut here and just pose him, and you'll see what I mean. Here's the pose. And using that as a double ball peg, you can actually, okay, it's not very well shown there, but it does actually flex enough to allow it to be a double ball peg. And it helps very well. And this is personally I say so myself, this is a nice pose. He looks like he's about to battle a kaiju. Speaking of which, let's compare him to a kaiju, but not a Pacific Rim kaiju. A Japanese kaiju. Gojira. And ironically, they stand at the moment very close to head height, though this guy should not really be bigger than Godzilla. Godzilla should really overtower a lot of them. I don't know why I didn't make Godzilla in scale as a little Easter egg. That would have been kind of cool. You know, you could have Gojira with these guys. You know, but oh well. As you can see, then again, I don't know, maybe this is scale, because these guys are enormous, and the humans are supposed to fit in the head. And these guys are like tiny, so maybe this guy isn't scale, I don't know. But still, just look at all this detail. But still, here he is with Godzilla, and look at all that. All the nice paintwork, all the nice panel lines. A massive step up from that shitty first release, which was good at the time, but compared to this, it's a piece of shit. I'll just turn the figure around. As you can see, you got 2 thrusters here and here. All that, the paint all continues round. A little bit lacking on the back. I don't know why that is, but still. Here it is on the side. The other side. Let me just move Gojira out of the way, because this is an amazing looking figure. Here it is. Just give me a sec to get up from the top. Showing you all angles. There is some paint. There is some silver dry brush in there for battle scuffs, which is nice. So he's a bit dirtied up. And here are the bottom of his feet. They still carry over some detail on some copyright stuff. But yeah, that's it. So let's get on to the final rating for this guy. So overall, I'm gonna give credit to NECA on this one. They really stepped out of the park with this one. And you know what else is coming? An Ultimate Gypsy Danger, where the chest lights up. Whoo! Can't wait. But still, if this is the guy you can get your hands on for the time being, you get him. Skip the first release. Don't consider buying it on eBay. Get this guy. This guy is $26.99. It's a lot more than that first release, but he's well worth all your money. You're getting some unique accessories, swappable chests, missiles, nuclear payloads, and you're getting a crap ton more detail, and I mean a ridiculous amount of detail was crammed into this figure. And this is what, 7-8 inch? And he has more detail than this guy. I think he's the most detailed Jaeger yet, besides Gypsy Danger. That is pretty impressive. I'd say this guy's more detailed than a NECA Predator. Maybe not as much as the new ones. I don't know, actually. But this guy is an Ultimate figure. I mean, we are getting the Ultimate Scarface. We are getting our first Ultimate Predator soon, so that's cool. But yeah, seriously, freaking get this guy. He is well worth your money. I've been the Archangel. I've rambled on enough about this guy. I'm in love with it. Please like, subscribe, and peace. And get this Jaeger.